This is Barry Martin Snyder, and our website is luminoself.com. There's a phenomenon occurring in a lot of people that are awakening right now, having to do with sleep, that I thought it might be good to explore. What we're hearing is that a lot of people are not having normal sleep cycles, where they go to bed, fall asleep for 8 hours, and have a deep sleep, get up feeling refreshed. So all kinds of different patterns happening. But one of the most common ones is that they get up sometime in the middle of the night. It's often around 3 o'clock. And they can either just be lying there in sort of an in-between state, or they have things they're looking at. The transformational pace of awakening is just accelerating. And when we're coming out of deep sleep, the mind is simply not in the way. The ego is quiet. And that's when a lot can happen. A lot can happen beyond our conscious awareness. As a matter of fact, many of us, when we're not in our bodies at night, go to other realms to work that we're unconscious of. Some even go to retreats of ascended masters, etc. But the point here being is that if we're getting awake at night with things coming up to look at, either subconscious shadow issues, etc., there's a good reason for it. And it's held within a larger context. The response that almost everyone has is the fear they won't get enough sleep. If they wake up tomorrow and feel tired and drugged out and not be able to function during the day. While this does occur at times, it's not usually the case. What we're finding is people go through whatever they're going through for some period during the night, looking at things, and somehow they're carried through the next day. The point here being, again, there's a larger current of life carrying us. And the normal sleep cycles that we so much want to have may not be happening for a reason. And despite that, we will be giving the energy, the awakeness we need to make it through the day. Now, that's always not the case, and we may have times where we have low points where we may need to take a little power nap or rest. And that's all okay too. But the time we spend looking at things during the night is propelling us further. It's actually causing us to go more into deeper states of relaxation and parasympathetic responses in the long term. But maybe not just in that moment. There's another aspect of this that we're hearing, and that is people will just simply be lying awake at night with nothing going on. They're just in a quiet state. And yet, in the morning, they wake up, maybe come out of that state, and they feel fine for the day. They sleep a few hours, go to bed, sleep a few hours, wake up in that state, and just sit there in peace and quiet. Then go back to sleep. It can have many different patterns. Why is this happening? Well, one of the reasons is that as these awakenings deepen and progress, we simply becoming more conscious. Consciousness is expanding. And to deeper and deeper levels of our being. The reason we go to sleep at night is really to give the body what it needs and the soul to regenerate, to relax, to go into deeper states. So that when the next day comes, they are relaxed and refreshed. And that often means, for most of us, that we need to spend a lot of the night simply completely disconnected and unconscious from our embodied experience. But again, as we awaken, that can change. As we become more coherent and less stressed during the day, which is really a result of being more awake. We're not caught in as much of the ego mind's chaos and frenetic activity, which is an immense drain on our vitality and life force. When that's not going on, and we're more in a state of equanimity and peace, we're not generating the sympathetic responses of adrenaline, cortisol, and things that the body needs to clear and reset itself to during the night. So we don't need as many hours where we're unconscious. I had an experience in my 20s where I had a very powerful Sufi teacher help me get into some very advanced states. And I went for a number of months with never going unconscious at night. I would go in, I'd lie down, I'd go into deeper states, and yet I was aware all the time of the embodied experience. But I was in a very, very deep kind of theta state of brain activity where there was complete quiescence in the body. And even though I was there and conscious, the body was getting a very, very deep, deep level of regeneration. And in fact, I literally aged regressed during that period. So the body can get, and the embodied aspects of our soul can get what they need without us checking out consciousness-wise. So if we're awake at night, instead of fretting over and worrying about not getting enough rest, feel the fear, see the belief that we're not going to have what we need the next day, work through that, let it go, and drop deeper. We have found that we always get through the next day, even when we are awake during the night, even when we're processing things. The next day we seem to get through okay. We're sustained by the very life force of the divine. And you will find this the more you trust the process. No matter what's going on, faith and trust. Let go of the fear and the doubt. And then drop deeper. The attachment and identification with going asleep, with becoming unconscious, can be released. It's very deep and biological. And yes, for most people and for most of us, we need a certain amount of that. So all kinds of studies and information that supports that. Not to deny that. But the body can get that from deeper states where we are conscious that we are in that deeper state. The light samadhi-like states. And that tends to progress as our awakening deepens. We have more and more of that. And we're even more of the day. We're not riding the roller coaster of the ups and downs. We're in a balanced state all the time. And the more we come into that balanced state, we're not unconscious during the day and we're not unconscious at night. We're just in a simple state of abiding conscious presence. And this is where it's going for most of us. So it's to be aware of this. Not to get caught in the normal ego-mind responses of something's wrong here. I should be sleeping. That creates more stress, more cortisol, more sympathetic response. That literally is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we're lying there all night fretting, we are literally wearing ourselves out. Be aware of that. Let it go. Go into faith and trust. Breathe and feel and turn it over. Surrender it. There are some excellent yoga nidra practices that can be helpful. It can be very helpful in achieving these deeper states, where we go into full somatic body awareness, feeling all parts of the body and relaxing and letting go. So we can work with this. When we wake up at night, we can do a yoga nidra-like process. I will include a link to one below. This particular site has many different types of yoga nidra practices. It might be something you might want to try out. So I hope this is helpful in dealing with what is now a very common experience that we're hearing many people have. Trust. There's a bigger process in this awakening journey, something so far beyond our little human comprehension, and even beyond real biophysical processes, biorhythms, etc., that are definitely part of this experience and necessary to good functioning in a body. But again, there's something bigger holding it all. And this you will find through faith and trust. So much love and many blessings.